Hey everybody, thank you so much for tuning back into my channel, and hi to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for showing the support on my last couple videos. So today I'm going to be doing another inner beauty style video. I think that the last one that I did went over really well, and I really just love to share with you guys ways to invite more positivity, clarity, and just a little bit more mindfulness into your everyday lives, because I do think that that is a very important aspect that we can all really start to include, and that's something that's going to really make this world a better place. So the topic that I decided to talk about today is 5 ways that we can let go of fear and let greatness into our lives, and a little bit about why I don't watch the news. So pretty much, I think that there's things that all of us want to do in our lives, and there's just something that's holding us back from doing it. Definitely I do this with a lot of things, but I would say in the past year or so, definitely it has a contribution to the people that I have met, but you know, I've kind of started to let go of those fears and just go out and do it, and it really has brought so much happiness into my life. So the first thing that I want to say is, if there's something that you've been wanting to do that's on your mind, but you continue to have doubts about how it's gonna go, pretty much my motto is, if you don't try it, then you'll never know. But if you do try it, what's the worst thing that can happen? It doesn't work out. So at the end of the day, it's really not that big of a deal. If there's something that you feel is your passion and that you really need to be honing in on, I definitely recommend that you should do that. So a big part of why I think that this is a big issue in our society is because the news media is so negative, and there's so many judgments, biased opinions, and things like that. And even if you're somebody that doesn't watch the news, I'm sure that you've become aware to the fact that it definitely does have an impact, just on society as a whole, how people look at different people, and pretty much just passing judgments like very quickly on things. Another thing that the news portrays is everything is extremely negative. It has a lot of anxiety, anger, and like catastrophes and things like that. And if you wake up in the morning and that's the first thing that you're exposing your mind to, it does mold your judgments for the day, and then eventually it molds your judgments for your life. So I don't watch the news, and I always find that when people are extremely like worried and anxious, I always ask them if they watch the news, and a lot of times the answer is yes, and they can't like fathom ever thinking of not watching the news. But I really do think that whatever is happening negative in our world, I don't mean to sound cold-hearted, and I don't think that it's unimportant, but I do think to bring that negative energy into your life on a daily basis, it really isn't healthy for mental stability. So my suggestion as far as what I think would make the news better is if everything on the news was a positive story, and ways that we can get engaged in different things that will enhance the quality of our lives, rather than always showing things that depletes the quality of our lives. So I really do think that having that constant fear and anxiety definitely plays a role in why we're not chasing our dreams, and why we're afraid that people are going to judge us and things like that. So don't be afraid. At the end of the day, the worst thing that can happen is that it doesn't work out. So I looked up a few statistics, and basically 90% of the news is negative, and I think 30% of the news is actually fake. So I found this on psychologytoday.com if you want to read the article that I was looking into. But another end of the spectrum is that I did study communications as my major in college, and basically I took a class called Mass Communications, and it really dives deep into the media, and it really does tell you the truth that it is fake. And basically the news is competing with all of the other channels, like the reality TV shows and things like that. So they want to make stories like way more blown up and just seem a lot worse than they are. So that's a big thing that I think as far as like letting go of fear and letting greatness into your life. And the news is really just like one example, but you really can't be afraid and worried about what people think. So I decided to come up with 5 different ways that we can let go of fear and let greatness into our lives first thing in the morning. So the first one that I have is to hydrate your body, because when your body is dehydrated, your mood is like really shaky and it can like fluctuate a lot more, your energy levels, everything like that. So just staying hydrated is going to make your day better overall, and you're just going to feel much better, much more positive. The second tip that I have is to really get your body going first thing in the morning. So even if it's just a little bit of yoga or something super light, just to really get that like oxygen flowing in your body, and just to put yourself in a different mindset, right? Not to be like running to the media or looking at our phones first thing when we wake up. You want to really work on letting that greatness into your life. Another suggestion that I have as far as getting in a quick workout in the morning, I have this app. It's called QuickFit, and it actually comes with 7-minute workouts that you can do right at home with no equipment. So that's something that I really like, is the QuickFit app. And I think that they also have like an ab circuit and like a yoga circuit. They might be 15 minutes, but if you kind of just like want to get your body going in the morning and you don't want to dedicate an hour or 30 minutes to like a full-on workout, you should definitely try that app. I really like it. So the third tip that I have is to go into nature if you can. So go outside, breathe in some fresh air, maybe be in the sun, take a walk, go to the beach. I live in a cold state. Well, it seems like most of the year is cold in my opinion, so unfortunately I don't get to get out in the nature as much as I would like. But in the summertime, I definitely take advantage and make sure that I am going outside pretty much every day that I can. So that is my third tip on how we can let in greatness and let go of fear. And then my fourth tip is to spend a little bit more time on your self-care. So basically, if you can wake up an hour earlier, maybe exfoliate, wash your face, put some nice products on, do your makeup, do your hair, like when you're feeling good, you really just exude positivity, and it really does attract a lot more positive things to you. Whereas when you wake up in a rush and you're rushing out of the house and then you go out and you're in a bad mood, I mean, that's in return what you're gonna attract to yourself. So taking a little bit more time to put ourselves together in the morning or even at night before you go to bed is always a really great way to let in positivity and let go of fear. And then the fifth thing that I have as far as letting go of fear and bringing in greatness is to do some affirmations. So when you wake up in the morning, maybe you could do a little bit of journaling, and in there you'll write all the things that you're grateful for, maybe goals that you have, and then actually how you're gonna achieve those goals. Because I do feel like when I sit down and I write down like all these goals, sometimes I get really overwhelmed and I start feeling bad about myself. So, I mean, it's really good to kind of have a plan of action. That way, every time that you go and you look back on your goals, you have that as your reference and you have an actual starting point as to how you're gonna reach those goals. And then the last thing is to do some meditation. So meditation is really good to like clear our minds, just start your day out with a clear mind, or like I said, at night before you go to bed. So there's two things that I like. I like guided meditations. I really can't like just shut myself off completely by myself. So I like to do guided meditations on YouTube. And I also like the app called BUDDHIFY. So you can basically choose like what you're doing at that moment. So it's like just waking up, going to bed, stressed out, in nature, and you can choose exactly what you're doing at that time. and it's gonna tailor the meditation towards what you're doing. So that one is really great. And that pretty much wraps up the 5 tips that I have for you guys of letting go of fear and letting greatness into your life. And I really hope that if you didn't notice that the media is extremely negative, that now maybe it'll open your eyes and you'll start to look at things a different way. Because really, to change this world, what we need to do is to stop being so judgmental and stop being so negative. So thank you so much for sticking through my video, and I really hope that you continue to learn and let positivity into your life. So if you haven't done so yet, definitely subscribe to my channel, and you can also find me on Instagram, The Balance of Glam. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.